Representing Navy, Aaron Stein, Noah Stolz, Danilo Vicinano, Ben Thurlow Lamb, Brian Solomon,
Isaiah Drick, Daniel Durbin, Michelle Mandala, Matthew Petro, Will Champagne, and Riley Rose. The head coach of the Midland 10th season is Tim Steiner. He is assisted by Craig Holt and Ryan Ferrer. And now, let's meet your Simpson score! A junior from Ann Arbor, Michigan, Milo Staley. A freshman from Cleveland, Ohio, Alex Campbell. A sophomore from East Dundee, Illinois, William Foster. A sophomore from Dumfries, Virginia, Noah Coote. A sophomore from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Cody Mitko. A sophomore from Ocean, New Jersey, Jake Smith. A sophomore from Jackson, New Jersey, Paul Tiedemann. A sophomore from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Jack Campbell. A freshman from Buffalo, New York, Ethan Drake. A junior from North Arlington, New Jersey, Chris Quinn. A freshman from Danville, Indiana, Braxton Jones. A junior from Nashville, New Hampshire, Alex Ketchel. A sophomore from Warren, Ohio, Brian Rollison. A sophomore from Spring, Texas, Christian Short. A sophomore from Seattle, Washington,
House in Indianola, Iowa for tonight's ECAC conference matchup between Navy and Simpson. We got a good one in store tonight. Two teams in their third competition of the year, hoping to get some momentum and catch a stride into this season.
Are we able to put the 2 minutes up on the board here?
I'm have the pleasure of taking the call tonight. I'm Blake Wilson, Stanford Gymnastics alum, joined by Cal Gymnastics alum Collin Cunane. Collin, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Happy to be here commentating on this amazing matchup between Simpson and Navy. And also, I want to just give a hats off to everyone in the crowd for singing the national anthem. That was a great rendition right there.
Yeah, that was a beautiful a cappella version. Coaches for Simpson, we have head coach Collin Payne, assistant coach Kelsey Kosin. Collin is well acquainted with Navy. He was assistant there for a few years before joining Simpson, so well acquainted with the opponent tonight. Simpson, again, third meet of the season tonight, so couple data points to work off here, but their average so far, 289.275, and their season high is a 291.15. Looking to build upon that tonight and see what they can put up.
Moving along to Navy, we've got veteran head coach Kip Simons alongside his veteran assistant coach Craig Holt, and then we've got the newcomer Ryan Terrell. Got to give a shout out to him. He's a ex-Pennsylvania men's gymnastics coach at Center Elite, which is where I am from. I'm not from Center Elite, but Pennsylvania. So shout out to him. Big move over to Navy. And then moving right along to some data points and statistics. We've got an average team score of 306.325 with a high from the West Point Open at a 309.5. So Navy's looking to build upon those scores tonight and secure a solid 3-score average. So we'll see what they can do tonight on the road. And just looking at the lineup here for Navy on pommel horse, we've got Jonas Stoltz, Matthew Petros, Brian Solomon, and Daniel Gurovich. So this lineup is pretty diverse in terms of age or experience in the competitions. We've got a mix of freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. So building experience and building.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how they rebound after last week on pommel horse. Really, their team score, they hit their season averages on every event other than pommel horse, where it's about 7 points lower. So obviously a new day, new opportunity, and we'll see how Navy can rebound after last week's pommel horse performance.
Yeah, that's a good point. They are coming off with a little bit of a rough week on that event.
Yeah, and looking at Simpson's lineup on floor, got a lot of guys averaging mid to upper 12s. We have Chris Dane up first, Paul Tiedemann, Braxton Jones, and Jake Smith. So we're getting right into it. First guy up, Christopher Dane. And early in the season, so you can still have those 4-inch mats in for some safety. It's a long season, so we want to preserve these guys' bodies as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely critical early on. Keep those ankles healthy.
Front full to a double front. Pretty good. A little over-rotated. I take a step out of bounds. Front double full. Good control on the landings. Small step forward. Back layout. Nice stick. No deduction there. Gets into his non-acrobatic press. Everyone has to do some sort of handstand, flare, pommel horse, some sort of work that's not tumbling on floor. Back 1.5 punch layout. Done well. Now this is new this year with the new code. Every gymnast has to do some sort of scale, or some sort of one-legged hold He does a nice kind of side scale there. And double pike dismount. Bang. Good stick.
That's
Good
what you
start
want to
for
see.
Absolutely, yeah. That can increase the score very quickly without any landing deductions, and you get a 10th bonus for the dismount. That's probably a dismount you'll see pretty popular this year. Double pike's upgraded to a D to get that up from a C.
All right, moving right along to pommel horse here. You got Jonas Stultz, freshman. He's rocking a scissor pull to the center and then a little D flop down. Nice tongue fade to the end. Great travel work. He's not skewing his hands, which is what you want to see in a good loop, good extension. And he does a nice D dismount to finish things off. Both teams with solid starts here. I think it's really critical that the first guy up hits a solid set and really sets the tone for the rest of the guys going up afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. I think especially for Navy after last week, they probably had pommel horse on their mind all week. So good to get first guy up, hit a good routine.
Yeah, I'd imagine they were getting a lot of numbers in, just really drilling it.
Yeah. In the 2 spot for Simpson on floor, we have Paul Tiedemann. He's a sophomore from Jackson, New Jersey. One cool thing I think about this Simpson team, obviously they're only in year 3 of the program, so they just have freshmen, sophomores, juniors, so they're just going to continue to get better as they get more recruits, and they won't lose anyone for at least this year and the year after. So definitely a team to look out for in the next couple years as they build.
Yeah, I think just building that depth is going to be critical for them. They really put themselves on the map. Obviously, just being a young team, building experience is critical. And also, one interesting note about Simpson, at least that I've noticed, is that they've started to practice at an off-campus gym, I think Emerge Academy. And I'd imagine that was for the use of pits and other equipment. So we should see some good development from them moving forward.
Yeah, he starts with a really nice double layout. That's a skill that's been upgraded, so every double layout skill is upgraded 1/10 as opposed to the last code. Double front, just a small hop forward. Back layout down the side, nice stick there. His season high this year is a 12.9, which leads his Simpson team. Good non-acro there. Back 1.5, front full. As he gets into his scale. Just for the people watching, the scale is not easy. I'm definitely happy I'm not competing under this new code because I would not make it look good.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one.
And double back, small hop back, and then a little adjustment forward. Different thing this year too, every dismount has to be a double flipping skill. So that's a pretty stark difference from last year where you get a lot of twisting dismounts. But good routine.
Yeah, great set. And now we're on to Matthew Petros after a solid score from Jonas Stultz with a 12.85. Good save right there in the beginning. Another good travel sequence here. Pretty good extension, a little bit of leg splitting. And just lost the rhythm there at the end. It's a tough one when you get to the end of the routine. Your endurance is just, your forearms are shot, everything's shot, and it looks like he just lost his rhythm after that Savato there.
Yeah, and I think with this new code, it'll be interesting to see how often guys repeat elements, because with there only being 8 skills, you really need, the full value of all 8 of those skills.
Yeah, exactly. Opted for a little bit easier of a dismount there, but got it up to the handstand, swung well, well fought routine.
Score came in for Christopher Dane at a 13.1. So as it stands right now, he's set a new season high for Simpson on floor individually at that 13.1. So really good start. 14.6 start score, so 8.5 execution. So done well. We'll see what Paul's score comes in at shortly. But next up, we have Braxton Jones. Braxton is actually this week's ECAC Rookie of the Week after his performance last week. So great for him to get that honor early in his career. Let's see what he can do this routine. It's averaging a 12.3 this year, or that's his season high. Double Arabian half, really high. Nice stick to start things off. Double front, another stick. Front Rudy, 1.5 twist, very nice. 3 for 3 so far on the landings.
Don't jinx him.
Announcer's curse.
I know.
Nice press there.
No, this is a great routine so far.
There's the scale.
Beautifully executed.
Back 2.5, punch layout. That was a really nice layout out of that 2.5.
Yeah, great extension.
And double back dismount, just a small hop back, but great routine. He's fired up as he should be. So, so far 3 for 3 on floor for Simpson. They're rolling.
Yeah, good start for them so far. I mean, that last routine should also get a great execution score. There's pretty minimal deductions on the landings and in the air, actually. All right, up next for Navy, we've got Brian Solomon, bringing in a top score of 12.8 for him. So looking to increase that, or even just to score that again would be great for him. All right, great scissor work. Traveling nicely to the end there with the Magyar, and back again with the Salvato. Good fight. Way to keep that on the horse. And again. Swinging pretty well now. Want to fly up to the handstand. Another lower value dismount, but swinging it up to the handstand is critical. You can get a lot of deductions on that if you're not smooth. But great way for Navy to get back on track with that routine.
Yeah, that was a good job. It's always hard to stop the bleeding, get things back on the right track, but good job from Brian there to get things going again for Navy. Paul Tiedeman's score 12.3. Braxton Jones puts up 12.85, and now we're up to sophomore Jake Smith in the anchor spot. Double front, small hop forward. Back half in, half out, full outish. Really nice, just a little bit of a landing deduction. Back layout gets the stick there. One new thing this year too is you have to do a double flipping skill forward and a double flipping skill backwards. So I think we're going to see a lot less kind of twisting skills, more double flipping, as you got to hit both of those in addition to doing a double flip in the dismount. Gets into his triple Russian non-acrobatic skill. Back 2.5 front layout. A little bit of form in the air, a little bit of a hop. Scale there, gets into the dismount. There it is, double pike again, and bang, another stick.
Done.
2 sticks on floor for Simpson's impressive. That's a good way to start the meet, 4 for 4, and he's fired up as well.
Yeah, I mean, 2 for 4 on the sticks is big early in the season. All right, moving along to Daniel Gurovich. It looks like he's gotten a season high of 13.2 at the first meet of the year. Nice scissor pull there. Beautifully done sewn. It's one of the coolest skills. It's so beautiful when people can do it well like him. Great extension in his hips as well. Some nice travel work here, opting for that variation of the Magyar. Oh, now he's probably going to want to see if he gets credit, and it looks like they gave it to him.
Yep, no. I think judges waving no. I don't think he
No?
got credit. I don't know if he made it
Oh,
all the
yeah.
way up to the handstand.
He played it off well. He tricked me. But those judges can be tough.
That was a beautiful routine up into that point, though. His extension's really beautiful.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one, Blake. Critical that he gets this one up here. Minimize deduction. Ah. All right. Good finish there. Fight through a little bit, but other than the dismount there, that was a really well done routine. He's going to want that one back moving forward.
Yeah, that's gonna be a really big routine when it all comes together.
Yeah.
So, still waiting for his score to come in, but look at Simpson, year 3 of a program, home opener, and they start with a season high on floor, besting their score from Rocky Mountain by almost a point. So, 51-2, led by really good routine from Christopher. Really good routine from really all 4 of them, but with Christopher and Jake sticking those routines. Again, I'm going to keep saying it all night, but easy way to improve your score by 3, 4, 5 tenths. So, great start for Simpson.
Yeah, hats off to them. Getting their meet started on the right foot. 2 sticks, some big scores, great execution. Can't ask for much more. But still waiting on Daniel's score. Just came in, so Navy finished out with a 48.25. Decent improvement from last week, but they're going to want those 2 routines back. Probably just going to put some more numbers in for the meets moving forward, but they'll want to get back rolling on floor.
Absolutely. So, this 4-up-4 count makes it go quickly, but we're already moving into rotation number 2, where the teams will flip-flop. Simpson will move to pommel horse. Navy will move to floor. And I'm excited for some of these routines.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for Simpson on pommel horse. I haven't seen them yet this year on that event. So we'll see what they've got for us today.
Yeah, the anchor for Navy on floor, season high 13.65, which I think with this new code is going to be a really good score. Navy's currently 6th in the country on floor, again early in the season, but I think it's definitely going to be one of their top events this year. So excited to see what the midshipmen can do.
Yeah, I think it's interesting learning this new code kind of as we go, but just figuring out what's a good score and what's not is something that I feel like I've never had to think about, just because the code's been relatively there hasn't been this drastic of a change in a long time. Going to the 8 skill routines and taking one of those element groups out really makes a change.
Yeah, and then moving from 5 guys to 4 guys, was 5 up. Actually, when Collin, you and I first started, it was 6 up 5 count for a little bit, and then it moved to 5 up 5 count later in the season. Then it was 5 up 5 count the whole year. Now it's 4 up 4 count. So I think depth isn't as big of a factor anymore with 4 guys. So you're really going to see, I think, 4 really difficulty-packed routines, well-executed routines, and scores are going to be a lot closer. Just given that there's 6 less routines for each team, each competition. So we'll see how this one shapes up today. But Simpson leads after the first rotation. Again, season high on floor, really good start for them, 51.2 to Navy's 48.25 on Pommel Horse. We'll get a better estimate of how it's matched up once each team goes on each event. But first up for Navy on floor, we have Jonas Soltz. Double front, step and kind of a hop forward. Front layout, front full, good execution in the air. Back double full down the side, nice stick there.
Nice Russians there.
Press handstand. Gets
And
into
the
his
scale.
Just the dismount to go. Double back.
Nice.
Can't see if the judge put up the green flag, but that might have been a stick, or he might have shuffled his feet a little bit. But regardless, good routine from him, and good start from Navy on floor.
Yeah. Moving on to Simpson here on pommel, we got Milo Staley starting us off. Nice scissor work, a little more there for check here. And a nice tong fei. Little rhythm check there. Getting those travels going. Very nice. Tweak that dismount out. He's going to be happy with that one. Little celebration there. One thing I want to see from these guys is a little celebration going on. Get the team hype. Keeps the energy going. Keeps things loose.
Yeah, especially at home. Got to have some fun.
Absolutely.
Next up for Navy on floor, we got William Champagne. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's competed floor yet this year. So excited to see what he can do tonight. Jonas Soltz started with a 12.95. It's a pretty solid start for Navy. 14.1 start score, so really nicely executed.
Yeah, agreed.
Double front. I think that was a stick. Front double full, pretty short, but pretty impressive to save that one. I thought he was sitting that one down for sure.
Yeah, you could tell he's going for that stick there.
Gets the stick on the double full. Triple rush in there.
This is a good angle of a scale. I feel like you can tell how much balance it really takes to do such a simple thing.
Yeah. Back 2.5. Small hop. Double Arabian. I thought he had that
Ooh.
stick. Small hop back.
Yeah.
But 2 for 2 for Navy on floor. A little bobble on that front double full, but worked hard to save it. So
Yeah, you got some good height on that dismount. Having that much air time at the end of the routine is pretty impressive. Here we got Ethan Drake looking to keep that momentum going for Simpson. Very nice scissor full travel. Keeping it simple on the pommels. Getting into some bigger travel work here. Doing some flares, which I don't think we've seen much of tonight. Very nicely done. And he keeps it going. Good for him. He's going to be happy with that hit routine in front of the home crowd. And we've got Milo scoring with an 11.65. Solid start for them with a 13.7 start value.
Yeah, good routine from Ethan. I know he had a rough go at it his first time competing on horse this year, so great to get a hit set under his belt and keeps the momentum rolling for Simpson.
Yeah, getting a home crowd hit set, that'll boost your confidence for sure.
100%. William Champagne's score comes in at 12.8. So continuing good floor rotation so far for Navy. Next up we got Danilo Viciana.
Yeah, great execution from Navy here.
Front full to double front. Double Arabian. Little squirrely on that landing. I don't think he stepped out, but big hop forward. Back double full, very nicely done. Back 2.5 punch layout. Really nice in the air. Good rebound into that layout. Just a little bit of a... It's like he slid a little bit on the landing. There's the scale.
Yeah.
Almost
Couldn't tell if he stepped out there.
almost took the little hop in the scale. But
No.
double pike with the stick. I think we're starting to see that
Big time.
guys are good at sticking double pikes. So really good
Yeah.
routine from Danilo. That should score well.
I can tell you one thing for sure. I would not be sticking a double pike. I think I'd be landing on my face at the end of a routine like that. Moving on to Simpson here with William Bacchus. Looks like he's got a nice smooth rhythm going. Some good one pommel work here. Big E-flops from him. Big time. Very nice tongue fei. Little bit of strength used there on that dismount, but he keeps it flowing. So 3 for 3 for Simpson. They're really keeping this momentum going. I think it's the home atmosphere just rubbing off.
Absolutely, just hit after hit. That's
Yeah.
really all you can ask for, especially early in the year. It's a long season. It's only January. You really want to start peaking towards, conference championship, NCAA championships, and you're going to have the unique opportunity of hosting the ECAC championships this year. So, big honor for Simpson in their third year to host a big competition.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, great for them, great for their program. Really getting that exposure, getting to host a conference championship is a big deal.
Yeah, big score from Danilo coming in, 13.65.
Huge
Highest score of the
score.
night so far. See what Benjamin can do to follow that up.
Yeah, once again, great execution from Navy.
Double full punch layout. Small hop should only be about a 10th. Double front. Again, about a 3/10 hop forward. Back 2.5 down this side. It's interesting. I was expecting a double full, but gets another 10th of difficulty for the 2.5 and sticks it as well. So shouldn't be too much deduction on that pass down the side.
Yeah, very unique.
Back 1.5 to front full. Again, just a hop there, but those connection passes are a great way to, get 2 skills in one tumbling pass.
Yeah, save the energy. Really efficient.
double back there. Small hop backwards, takes a kind of hop out of bounds. I think 1 foot went out of bounds. There'll be another 10th for going out of bounds, but really good rotation for Navy. Good way to bounce back after a couple mistakes on pommel horse, and that should be a good floor score.
I agree with you there. They want to rebuild that momentum, and that was a great way to do it. Here with Alex Catchpole on pommel horse, it looks like he's their anchor today, so big hitter for them. Definitely want to see him hit this routine right here and keep Simpson on track for a great meet today. Starting with just an A scissor there. And it was looking good through the zone. Just got a little caught up there.
Yeah, it's so easy to do on pommel horse too. Just, a little bit shifting the wrong way, slightly wrong hand placement. See how he rebounds here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he repeats that skill or if he substitutes it or just emits the whole thing. We'll see here. Opts to not do it, but goes straight to the one pommel with a nice D flop and another D flop there. Good travel work here. Good rhythm. And he flies up to the handstand. A little squirrely on the pirouette, but other than that, great way to come back from that fall. That can be hard to do on pommel. I know from personal experience, you get back up there and you're shaky, and it's hard to rebuild that swing.
100%. There's a reason I didn't compete pommel horse in college. But, again, Simpson's first miss of the night, but, so far still really good momentum. 52-2-5 for Navy on floor. Benjamin's score came in at 12.85. So I think Navy's back rolling. Their average on floor this year has been at about a 52-4. So kind of right at average there. So back on track for Navy.
Yeah, keeping with the trend there. Good way for them to get back in the game, really. And then with Simpson, we're just waiting on Alex's score. But looking back, some solid scores from them. A little lower on the start values, but, they did their job. 3 for 4, pretty solid. And then Alex's score comes back 11.35. It's still a solid score considering he had that fall there. So totaled to a 46.75.
Which, even counting the fall, that's their season high on pommel horse by a 10th. They went 46.65 at Rocky Mountain last week. So, I think things are trending in the right direction for Simpson. And again, I'm going to reiterate it a lot tonight, but these guys are young. They're competing a lot of underclassmen. Their upperclassmen are only juniors. So this is a team that's only going to get better throughout the next years, up those difficulties, up the execution score. So I'm excited to see what these routines look like in 2, 3, 4 years.
I agree with you. So it looks like we're moving on to rotation 3 with Simpson here on rings and Navy on vault. 2 high power events. Vault, you run fast at a stationary object and you try to go as high and far from the vault really as possible. And with rings, you're trying to get those big strength skills and build that difficulty.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a big rotation for both teams. Navy comes in the night ranked 6th in the country on vault. So they've been putting up some big scores through the first 2 weeks. And Simpson's ranked 11th on rings, which is really impressive for, a young team. So I think it's going to be a pivotal rotation for both teams towards their final score tonight.
I agree with you. And there's one pretty significant change to the code on vault, which you'll see tonight. They downgraded every single vault 4/10, I believe, which is pretty significant from the last code. So all vaults that used to start from a 14/8, which would be the classic cause full or your Chanko double full, that one they're now starting from a 14/4, and then so on. If you go to the 15.2 vaults, like the 2.5s, which are big vaults, those are now 14.8. So a little adjustment there to the scoring.
Yeah, I think it levels it out a little bit with, only counting 8 skills on other events, but I think the thing, it's not going to matter so much as we move later in the season, but I think Vault is pretty easy to compare scores from the previous code. If they score 14-0 on Vault, the same as them scoring a 14-4 last year. So I feel like Vault's really the only event you can, somewhat compare before to kind of get a baseline of what's good. But yeah, and then rings, there's been some changes. I think, I don't know if I'll be right with this, but I think we're going to see a lot more crosses. Crosses were upgraded to 10th, so they're worth more. And then if you do a Yamawaki skill, which is a double front in between the rings, those were all downgraded unless you do a front giant at the end of it. So I think we'll see kind of a lot of different routine structure changes. But first up for Simpson, we have Noah Koos. His season high this year, 12.3. Glad he's proven me right with his first skill by doing a cross. So that skill was upgraded
There
at
you
10.
go.
And another one. That's a really nice position. Very, very straight. He's not, over gripping the rings with that false grip. Front giant there. A little bit of a struggle to grip with a handstand and to bend his arms. Pike a little bit. Back giant. Same thing. A little bit of bend in the arms. You want to see the rings turned out a little bit more. Giant through half in, half out. But he ends it with another stick. So we're already up to 3 for Simpson tonight. So a little bit low on that landing, but shouldn't be a deduction for the step at least, because there was no step. Gets the 10th back for stick bonus, so good start for Simpson.
And moving right along, we're looking at Riley Rose. High score of a 13.6 on vault, so he's going to want to repeat that or get it higher. A little bit more of a simple vault there, but well executed with that stick. Yurchenko 1.5. That should be a big score and a great start for Navy.
Yeah, those Yurchenko style vaults too. There's not much deduction getting on to the table as opposed to some of those Kazumatsu entries where you might have some leg separation. So I expect that, I'm going to call it now. I think it's higher than a 9.5 execution score. We'll see if the judges prove me right there.
Yeah, that's a pretty hefty goal, but prediction. I think you're going to be right though. That was, I couldn't see too many deductions at all.
Yeah, it's a good way to start a vault rotation, though. Simpson starts their ring rotation with 11.75 from Noah. Not a bad start, 13-7 start. Next up, Jake Smith. His season high this year, 12.25, as he gets into that upright straddle planche. Very nice position there. Nice. You want to see those hips open, which he did well. There, what I was talking about. You do that tucked Yamawaki straight into the front giant, so it keeps the full value of the Yamawaki as a C or worth 3/10.
Yeah, great handstand position there as well.
Half in,
And
half
another
out.
stick.
Another stick. 2 for 2 so far on rings.
That's big for them. Opting for a C dismount, but when you do a C dismount and you can stick it every time, it can be worth more than doing those higher value dismounts.
Yeah, one change this year. If you do a C dismount, you only get 3/10 for the element group dismount instead of the full 5/10 as you would before, or I guess 5/10 with the D dismount. But so a little bit of a change there. But again, 2 for 2 for Simpson on rings. Good start.
Great start. We're looking at Jonas Stoltz here on vault, and it looks like Riley Rose came in topping his top score of a 13.6 with a 13.65. So big time for them. And then now with Jonah, freshman here, big time contributor. Looks like he's competed all 3 events so far. So great for him. Great experience for a young athlete. Another Yurchenko vault. Clean double fold, just a little hop back. He should be happy with that one.
Hey, Colin, I know you went to Cal, so I'll do the math for you, but Riley's Z-score was a 9.55, so happy the judges proved me right there.
We were throwing shade.
Stanford, Cal, you always got to do a little bit.
Little rivalry there.
So Alex Campbell up now for Simpson.
Great position.
Yeah, that's hard. Right into the cross, too. 11.85 for Jake Smith. It's a beautiful handstand position.
Yeah, and it's pretty rare for you to see a guy who's as strong as he is to swing this nicely.
And 3
Wow.
for 3. Bang, bang, bang. That was a big
Dude.
routine.
Yes. Very nicely done.
I didn't see much deduction in that routine. That should be a really good score.
I agree with you. I agree. Great positions, great swings, and way to cap it off with the stick. So looking at William Champagne, senior here. We also saw him on the floor. See what he can do here. Jonas Stoltz comes back with a 13.45. Solid score for him. Well, a bit of an ankle cruncher, but brings it around. Well done. A little hop out of bounds, but lucky he had that 8-incher next to it.
Yeah, you can tell he wanted that stick. And
Yeah.
sometimes that comes back to bite you a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, he opened up really early. He saw the mat. Just the rotation wasn't quite where it needed to be for that stick. But solid hit for Navy.
Last up, anchor spot for Simpson. Brian Rollison. 13-1 for Alex Campbell. 14-1 start. 9-0 execution is very tough to do on rings, so really good routine from him.
Yeah, you should definitely be happy with that.
Uprise plunge down into the Maltese. Very, very difficult. Gets right back into that uprise to Maltese.
Jam-packed here. Lots of difficulty.
Yamawaki and then flies up to that front giant.
Yeah, once again, another strong guy who's swinging nicely.
Yeah, and another.
Good to see.
There's some really nice handstands from Simpson. I'm impressed. And they make it 4 for 4. That is how you do a ring rotation. That was, I'm impressed. That was 4 really good routines from Simpson.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. That is pretty crazy. Right into Matthew Petros on vault. Very clean on the entrance. Just a little step out of bounds, but that's a very low deduction vault. You could see his legs were together from start to finish, which is exactly what you want to see. He opened up nicely as well. Really wanted that stick, but wasn't quite there today.
So we'll wait for those final scores to come in. But, again, it takes time to build the difficulty, um, especially in the new code, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. Um, but good start. Good third rotation for Simpson.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. It's always interesting the first year and in the new code. Guys are really experimenting and figuring out what works, what doesn't work. And I'm sure in the coming years we'll see what has worked and what hasn't worked for these guys, and the scores will reflect that.
Yeah, 53.2 for Navy on vault. It's about a point and a half lower than their season average. I noticed too, Isaiah Drake hasn't done much tonight yet. I know he does a
Yeah.
two and a half on vaults. It's a big vault that they'll have back in the lineup eventually. And then Rollison's score comes in at a 13.5. That's akin. 9-0 execution on rings is wild. So great routine from them. 50.2 as a team on rings. That's actually about their season average. Their high is a 50.7 from last week. So again, that puts them, top 10, top 12 in the country on rings. So that's an event that Simpson's going to definitely rely on this year. But like I said, I'm impressed.
Definitely. And then now looking at the lineups for Navy on rings and Simpson on vault, I'm curious to see what Simpson is looking like on vault, being that they've moved their, or at least some of their practices to Emerge Academy, where they have more access to pits and really just a state of the art facility. It can make a huge difference for an event like vault. Couple warm ups going on here.
Yeah, and they've done well on vault this year. And they put up a 53.45 at Michigan 2 weeks ago, and then a 53.15 at Rocky Mountain last week. So they definitely have some difficult vaults, and they're doing them well. Again, I'm excited to see Braxton Jones. In addition to Rookie of the Week last week, he got a Routine of the Week with his vault. He put up a
Massive.
14.15, I believe. So I'm guessing he's probably doing a 2.5, and I'm guessing it's big. So I'm excited to see how he anchors this Simpson ball lineup.
Yeah, I saw on social media, I think in Simpson's edit, they put his vault and he put it down. He stuck it cold. So looking forward to that one. Maybe getting those shoulders warm.
Yeah, and some foreshadowing. Isaiah Drake's the anchor for Navy on rings.
There you go.
He's been a star for Navy these last 4 years. And SoCal kid. I grew up competing against him a lot, so excited to see how he anchors this ring lineup for Navy. And Navy's good on rings. They're strong. They swing well.
Yeah, a little fun fact about Isaiah as well. No, it's not about Isaiah, but his sister is a Cal diver, and she was a freshman when I was a senior last year, and I was helping to teach a class there, and I had the opportunity to help teach her, which is pretty cool.
It's a small world.
Indeed, yeah.
So halfway through the meet, Navy has about a 5.5 point lead at a 153.7 to Simpson's 148.35. But just doing some projecting here. Simpson's on track to, if you just double their score, it would be a season high. And Navy's pushing towards their top score too.
Yeah, great way for Navy to get back on track this week. Looking for a big rings rotation here. They usually have some good strength.
Yeah, first up, Aaron Stein. I don't think he's competed rings yet this year for Navy, so we'll see what his routine looks like. Upright straight body planche, like a table. Gets into the cross. Good position.
Great position.
Tucked Yamawaki. Good
Great
handstand
press.
there. Yeah, nice handstand. Front giant done well. Another back giant.
Very solid.
Yeah, good. Swings well. Laid out, half in, half
Wow.
out with the stick.
I think there might be magnets or something in those mats. We've seen 5 sticks back to back now. Something's going on. Someone's got to check that.
In my entire life, I don't think I've ever seen 5 sticks in a row on rings.
Me either. All right, we're moving right along to Jake Smith here. Let's see what he's got. Clean cause half there. Little hop forward. He had a little too much power. Could have been the home crowd.
Yeah, I think that's
Energy's
ready for another half twist. That was pretty big, 1.5.
Yeah, he's got the block for it. He's got the height. He's probably got it in the works already. Just toning it back for the beginning of season. I think we'll see some big upgrades from him moving forward.
Next up for Navy, Brian Solomon. He's Navy's individual leader on rings so far this year. Season high 13.3.
Aaron Stein's score coming in at a 12.9. Again, really good execution from Navy. I think that's a trend with them so far.
Kip to the L. It's right into that cross. Tuck Yamawaki, pike Yamawaki.
Right to the cross there. That's difficult.
Front giant, a little bit of a struggle to get that handstand. Had to bend his arms a little bit. Double.
Well
ends the stick train, but that's a hard dismount. Just a little hop forward, but good routine.
Yeah, I think that one might have been on us. Commentator's curse right there. All right, moving on to Milo Staley here. Looks like he's got a season high of 13.1. So we'll see if he can top that one today. Oh, really going for the stick. I think we saw a pretty identical vault from Champagne on Navy's squad. Really just open out of that twist early, seeing the mat, but the rotation's just not quite there. But, you know, going for the stick this early is not a bad idea, because later on in the season, when you've got a little more strength, endurance, and you figured out a little more about your vault, that stick will be there.
12.55 for Brian Solomon. Next up, we have Sebastian Gordon. Our first look at him tonight.
Sebastian was one of my old teammates from Cal, his teammate growing up in New Jersey. Good to
Uprise
see him out there.
plunge. Down to that cross. We're definitely seeing more crosses than we've seen in the past.
Yeah, we did predict that one.
Front giant stalls it up there. Looks like his right arm got caught a little bit.
Yeah, a little lock.
Back giant struggled to get to the handstand on that one too. Layout half. Really nice position in the air. I thought he was going to be short, but he pulled it around really nice. Just small hop back, but A little bit of a struggle in those Giants, but good finish with that dismount.
Yeah, he really did bring that one around. We're looking at Alex Campbell here, following up Milo Staley's 13.05. See what he's got for us. Well done. That looks like it could also be upgraded to a 2.5. He's got good height on that, good rotation. A little bit of a pike at the end there.
Right into that landing. That was a good vault. That should be Simpson's highest score on vault so far.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Waiting for Sebastian's score to come in, but an anchor spot. Isaiah Drake. He's been on national team a couple times. Always competes well on the national stage. And he does some big gymnastics.
Yeah, and rings has always been a standout event for him. I remember growing up just seeing him on rings and being like, man, that guy's my age. He's doing that. Always impressive.
11.3 for Sebastian Gordon. I have a feeling they probably docked him hard for some of those handstands, some of those giants. So we'll see how Isaiah can rebound. Uprise Maltese. Really good position.
Nicely done.
Kip to L. Good press. Yamawaki right into that front giant. Done really well.
Yeah, great locked arms on that.
Half in, half out with a nice kick out and good stick to finish. That dismount will be upgraded in the next couple months, but good routine, good end to rings for Navy.
Yeah, great rotation for Navy. Looking forward to seeing this vault from Braxton Jones, following up the 13.65 from Alex Campbell, their highest score so far. So let's see if he can get that stick like he did last week at Rocky Mountain. Doing some visualizations there. That's key. Key to your confidence that you're going to get this stick. Oh.
Bang.
Broke the commentator curse right there. That was huge.
Sticking it once in a meet is super hard. Sticking it 2 weeks in a row that's wildly impressive. That's he might be on his way to another ECAC honor after that routine.
Yeah, that is a massive vault. Good for him. Really solid rotation for Simpson on vault. Just awaiting that one score, but I'd imagine that'll be the high score we see on vault for the day.
Yeah, that'll definitely narrow the margin. I think it's going to be pretty close between both teams after 4 rotations.
Yeah, I think we've got a good meet on our hands right now.
Absolutely. Alex Campbell, 13.65. It's a good score for 4-4 start. Isaiah Drake's score comes in at 13.2. Overshadowed quickly by 14.3 from Braxton Jones. So 53.9 on vault for Simpson is big. That's their new season high on vault. 49.95 on rings for Navy. That's a new season high for them on rings as well. I know they're gonna want, to get rid of that 11, get that to mid 12, 13. So season high for both teams in this 4th rotation. So we're moving along, and it's a good battle. 202.25 to 203.65. So just a 1.4 margin after 4 events. So excited to see how this one closes out.
Yeah, big rotations for those two teams. They should be very happy with where they're at right now. Looking at rotation 5 here. Navy moving on to high bar, I believe. Parallel bars. And Simpson moving on to high bar. I don't know. No, I was right the first time. My bad. Navy on high bar. Simpson on parallel bars.
Yeah, I think high bar is arguably Navy's best event. Certainly in the rankings, they're 5th in the country on high bar right now. So they got some good high bar swingers. Excited to see Vishal Mandava, product
Great
of Cypress
Cypress.
Academy.
Yep. Great junior program over there. Lots of impressive gymnasts coming out of there. One of your old teammates, I guess, Asher, former Olympian now, likely to continue as an Olympian moving forward. Just waiting on the clock here. Start the warm up.
Yep, 2-minute one touch. Get these guys warm again. Some of these guys haven't done gymnastics in about an hour and a half now, so I always liked getting a one touch going. I usually competed on floor and high bar, so if it was a home meet, I would compete on floor and then not do anything for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So these one touches are very useful.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I was also in the same boat. I always did, not always, but occasionally did floor and then always did high bar. So the weight, you got to stay warm, keep your jacket on, do some push-ups, stay loose. Because you don't want you want your shoulders warm for this event.
Absolutely.
I think one of the interesting features of the new code on high bar this year is that the in-bar skill, which is typically done with a B-valued Stalder or endo, has to be upgraded to a D-valued or E-valued talk half or talk full to get the full credit, full 5/10 for that element group.
Yeah, a lot of different kind of upgrades to kind of the non-traditional releases on high bar too.
Yes. Yep.
And then quas skills, hop full twist, Rebalco hop 1.5. Typically those have been deducted really heavily because the judges wanted you to end in a handstand. Those get a little bit more of a leeway now angle-wise, so I think we'll see a lot more of those kind of full turning skills and Stalder quas, Stalder Rebalco, I think we'll be seeing more of. And then P-bars, big difference is everything has to stay in the same direction. So you can't swing up to handstand and then swing back down and do a skill. I think we're going to see a lot of pirouettes, to keep kind of your momentum in the same rotation, per se.
Yeah, it is interesting to see that change. I feel like it does add to the aesthetic of parallel bars, though. It looks like a fluid motion when guys are swinging through.
Yeah, I think it'll make routine construction different. I think routines will look, a little bit different with everything flowing in the same direction. First up for Simpson, we have Alex Campbell. Gets right into it with the front uprise. We just said has to move in the same direction, so does that pirouette. Peach handstand. A little bit of bent arms, pretty nice. Giant Stutz, a little bit short, but saves it and fights up to the handstand. Peach to support. L to press handstand. And double back. A little bit short on that dismount, has to take a hop forward, but not a bad start to the rotation for Simpson.
Yeah, he swung well. He had a good flow. Kept things clean, other than that little save there on the Stutz, but that's a difficult thing to do. A handstand push-up mid-routine. Good on him for keeping it up, though. Here, looking at Vishal Mandava, like we were saying, product of Cypress Academy. Looking good through the Yamawaki and the endo there. Looking for a good angle on this skill. Very nice. Does the L grip giant. And another one, we want to see him hit a handstand right here. Pretty close there. Nicely done, Stalder. Big flying giant. Winding up for the dismount here. And a big stick. There's the celebration. Hyping up his teammates. Keeping it light. Getting that energy going. Great routine from him.
Yeah, hearing that roar. That was a good routine.
Oh, yeah.
Next up for Simpson on P-bars, William Bacchus. I think this is his first appearance on P-bars for Simpson this year. Let's see what Alex Campbell's score comes in at. Alex Campbell's average is 11.85 so far on this early start to the year.
Hopefully that score comes in soon. I know for William's sake, it's a tough event to be iced out by the judges on when you got honey and chalk on and you're feeling the nerves. You want to keep that grip.
Yeah, that was probably always the toughest event to have to wait a little bit on. You want that grip to be good. You want your chalk to be right. You want the right, honey to chalk ratio. So,
yeah, parallel bars is, while it is a physical event, it also involves a little bit of science up there. Getting your chalk right, getting your honey right.
Alex's score comes in at 12.25, so new season high for him. So good way to kick off the event for Alex and Simpson. William starts similar way. Alex front uprise to the pirouette. Giant. Going for the Diamondov, has to, kind of off a little bit, goes to the one bar and then has to take the fall off. Looks like his arm kind of buckled a little bit. He's leaning back too much and made it too hard to get that Diamondov around. So we'll see if he repeats it here.
Sometimes that's just the nature of the beast. Can only control so much on this event.
Doesn't repeat it, but gets into the stutz to handstand. That was really nice. Peach to support. Double pike, small hop, but that was a really good pike position in the air. So good finish from William.
Yeah, caught a good pop off the bar there. Nice open up at the end. Looks like we're cutting straight into Riley Rose's routine, following up the 12.9 from Vishal. Nice jam to handstand. Good angles from these Navy guys so far. Big pike to Kachev. Riley looks like he's a little taller, so his lines look very nice on high bar. Nice straddle into the flying giant. Big layout half-half. Gonna be happy with that stick. And another big celebration. Good for these guys. They're bringing the energy. They're not at home, so you don't have the home crowd, but they're bringing it.
Yeah, it was a good routine, like you said. Collin, I know you're one of the taller ones, so your high bar always looked good too. But nice lines, dismount looked super high, nice stick there. So 2 for 2 for really good routines from Navy so far.
Yeah, great sets from them. Yeah, I always found it interesting when people would ask me, what's it like to do gymnastics as someone who's over 6 feet? And I'm like, I don't know if it's any different because I've just always been big.
Just gotta move some mats so they're not in the way.
Yeah, that's really a big thing. It's a little bit of a pain for the meet organizers. They got to raise the bar one more notch when I showed up.
Still waiting for Williams' score to come in, but Paul Tiedemann starts. Kip to an L.
Good line in the handstand.
Giant Diamidov. That looked really good, but just a little bit off catching it, a little late. So that looked really nice, though.
Yeah, I agree. I think he just got a little worried that, that upright isn't going anywhere if you hit it. He was a little off-centered, and I'm sure that spooked him a little. And
Yeah.
it's hard to adjust when you're falling.
Trees don't move and P-bar uprights don't move.
That's for certain.
Giant. Into a Moy to support. Peach to handstand. Flies right up there, but has to take the step forward.
Unique skill with the back toss.
Double back gets the stick. So, tough to come off early in that routine with that giant Dion, but that was a pretty difficult set and finished it well.
Cutting right over to Matthew Petros here on high bar. Looking to keep this momentum going. Score for Riley came in at 12.6. Very solid score. Big layout to Kachev. Great line in his hips through that. Good turnover on the straddle there. Little bit over. Had to fight through that flying giant. There's that quast variation that Blake was talking about earlier. Good dismount, little hop, but should be happy with that routine. Looks like his season high was 13.15, so big things in store for him.
Yeah, I think it's interesting the way Navy does these flying giants. I feel like a lot of times you see guys kind of, with straight arms, throw their arms to the side, but they kind of bend and put them towards their face, which kind of adds a unique flair to it. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like they're not cheating the system. I think when you flare your arms to the side, it gives the illusion that you're moving away from the bar move more than you are. But these Navy guys are just sending it to the ceiling.
Yeah, I was definitely cheating the system when I did it.
Yeah, me too.
Last up for Simpson on P-bars, Alex Catch-Pull. He's got a big task here. 2 misses for Simpson in a row now. Kind of, momentum's at not a lull, but, not the right direction. So, hopefully he can get things back on track here and stop the bleeding.
Yeah, crucial routine, especially with just one more routine after him. Want to get back on track.
10.95 for Paul Tiedemann, 11.4 from William Bacchus. Nice whip it to support. Peach handstand, flies right up. Giant to the stutz, a little bit short there. Follows it up nice with the peach support. Double front dismount with the stick.
Great routine.
Very nice. Wow.
There's a celebration for you.
Not quite sure what that was, but he's fired up. That was a good routine. Well earned.
Yeah, he looked very light through that routine, which is it's hard to do on parallel bars to make it look effortless and weightless as he swing through. We're looking back at Isaiah Drake here. We saw him today on rings. See what he's got for us. Very nice Yamawaki. You want to look for any sort of angle in his hips on that, and he didn't have any, so great example of that skill. A little bit over on the talk. Very nice release skill. And another one. He did the little flare there on that flying giant. But nicely done. Winding up. Big double dismount. Nice rotation for Navy. Solid finish. They should be happy moving into this 6th rotation on parallel bars.
Yeah, that was a big set. Still waiting for final scores to come in. But, I mean, I think upper 12s on high bars is really good. So for Navy to do that with every routine, assuming, Isaiah puts up around that or greater, that was a really good rotation for Navy. Simpson, probably not the P-bar rotation they were looking for, but got another opportunity here on high bar to end the meet strong. And we'll see what Alex Catchpool's score comes in here second.
Yeah, it looks like Navy is currently ranked number 5 on high bar, which is their highest ranking for any event. So it'll be interesting to see where they end up as the year unfolds. But based on that, it's only up from here for them. Looks like it's a 13.0 to round out their solid high bar rotation to give them a 51.2 total score.
Yeah, it's really solid. That's about their season average. So, 2 sticks out of 4. Pretty good. I think if you're sticking at a 50% rate, can't be too upset with that.
Yeah.
Alex Catchpool, 13.25. Really big score to get things back on track for Simpson and to anchor the event. So, 4-4 difficulty score, 1.15 off. So, really good routine from him. We'll see if anyone from Navy can top that.
Yeah, well executed on that last routine there from Simpson. And then looking towards our final rotation with Navy on parallel bars and Simpson on high bar, we should see some big scores, big celebrations, hopefully some sticks from both teams to round out this great competition so far.
Simpson on high bar. No Kus is starting it off. We got our first look at Eric Simon tonight. And then Jake Smith will continue his heavy load tonight, as will Paul Tiedemann.
Yeah, high bar is always a great event to finish on, flying high, doing some cool looking stuff for the crowd. Always gets the energy going and hopefully get some sticks.
Absolutely. I think that's going to be the name of the game for these scores. I think obviously the ones that stick are going to score higher. So, they've had a pretty good day with landings. So I think it'll continue tonight on high bar.
Looking at Navy, looks like they're going to be starting off with Jonas Stoltz. Looks like their star freshman. He's been contributing lots tonight. And then we got Vishal Mandava, who we saw put up a solid score on high bar. And then Matthew Petros and William Champagne, who we saw earlier tonight as well.
Navy holds about a 4.5 point lead going into the last rotation. Simpson's definitely on season high watch, though. They put up a 291 at Rocky Mountain last week. Improved their score from the week before by about 4 points. So we'll see where they end up tonight, but I think they're definitely going to be pushing that mark.
Yeah, and that's huge for them, especially at home. Got to be a big confidence booster, especially moving forward into the late season when they host the ECACs. Just having a solid meet at home can really make all the difference when you host another one later on.
Yeah, to that point, too, I think it's super value for Navy to get out here to compete in Iowa at Simpson. You know, kind of get a feel for the arena. I don't know if this will be the same arena that the championship will be held in, but, you know, get used to that trip. It's not a short trip from Annapolis, Maryland, so I think it's definitely a good experience for Navy to get out there and see what the championship will be like.
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, the one thing I did notice was it looked like Simpson has a older pommel horse, so I'm sure that took a little bit of getting used to for these Navy guys.
First up for Navy, Jonas Soltz. He's had a good day today. Gets into that whip it. That looked really nice. Usually people do it more pike than that, but that was open and looked really good. Into the Healy. Stutz right to that handstand. Moy to support. To pelt. Double pike. Just opened up a little short, but hop forward. But really good start for Navy. That was a pretty packed routine to start the lineup. So we'll see how they continue.
Yeah, well done set to start Navy off on the parallel bars. Looking now at Noah Koos on high bar. Looks like he put up an 11.4 last weekend. So let's see if he can improve on this today. Very nice height on that Tkachev. And into the Stalder. Puts it about to handstand, which is where you want to be. Little struggle on the endo, but gets it around nicely. There's that flying giant that we saw from Navy as well. Winding up for a big layout half and half out. Good extension there at the end. Reminded me a little bit of Yul Moldauer's dismount, how he flares it out like that.
Yeah, that was a good routine. Big air on that dismount. Next up for Navy, on P-bars, Vishal Mandava. After a really good high bar set in the previous rotation. Vishal's always been one with really good execution. His line's really nice. His handstand looks really good. So I imagine this P-bar routine will be very clean.
Yeah, I know he does some very nice peach work in this routine.
Gets ready to go. Starts with the uprise to handstand as Jonas Solt's score comes in at a 13.05. Really good start. Healy, good rhythm on that. Peach to handstand, that was beautiful. Flew
Well
right
done.
up. Peach to support. Double pike, again, just a little bit short on that dismount, hop forward, but very, very clean routine. That peach was great. I want to see a replay of that one.
Yeah, he floated up to that. All right, we're getting a look here at Eric Simon. Still waiting on Noah Kusa's score. Looks like Eric's being smart about his chalk job. You got to time it right with the judges, otherwise you get a little nervous. Looks like they're making him wait for this one. Seems like a good atmosphere in there. They got a lot of cheering, good music going. All right, Noah Kusa's score comes in at 11.8 from a 13.3 start value. He's going to be happy with that score. Little last minute chalk up. Jumping up to the bar here, getting that grip. Nicely done, Endo. Winding up for some releases here, looks like. And that's one we haven't seen yet today. A very well done Kovacs. Big full twisting double layout. Little hop at the end there, but to do a Kovacs is pretty big, so he's going to be happy that he put that one on the bar. Kept things swinging. And a little celebration there for the crowd.
We got Matthew Petro starting his routine. Nice whip it. Good rhythm there. You want it to flow up in kind of one swing. Peach handstand. A little bit of bend in the arms. Pretty good. Diamidov straight to that handstand. Giant Stutz. A little bit short of that handstand. Good peach to support. Double pike. A little bit short there. Opens up early. Has to put his hands down. That will count as a fall. So, tough to fall on the dismount, but an otherwise good routine.
Yeah, not quite the way he would want to finish this meet out, but now we're looking here for Jake Smith's routine. It looks like they're Eric Simon's score comes back as an 11.85. Another solid score from a 13.3 start value. A little bit lower on the start values from Simpson, but they are executing well. So maybe we'll see later on this season if anybody's adding some upgrades. Jake's got the green light. Swinging well. Winding up for a massive Buchan. Little bent knees out of that, but that's an upgraded release this code of points. And another big layout to Kachev. That's a huge release to put in your routine. Big risk, but big reward. Nicely done. Jam. One arm giant. Haven't seen that tonight. Wow, and a big double-double to finish out a massive routine.
Holy moly. Yeah, that's a big routine. That's one, he cleans that up a little bit. That can definitely contend for a conference title. That has a lot of difficulty, and very high flying. I'm impressed. That I was not expecting that Lucan.
Yeah, that was huge.
William Champagne ending things for Navy for the night. Peach handstand, Peach to support. Healy done really nice. Diamadov, a little bit of a hand check after that. Stutz. Double front. I really liked how he did that Stutz right into the front, or the front uprise straight into that dismount. Flowed well. A little bit of hop on the dismount, but good routine. Good P-bar rotation for Navy, and overall, good end to a good day.
Yeah, great way for Navy to finish out. Nicely executed routine from Will Champagne. Good for them to get another meet on the road under their belt, especially at the location of the ECAC championship. They'll just be that much more confident coming into that meet in the postseason. Waiting on Jake Smith's score here. Should be a good one. Just that one knee bend there. Yeah, big 13.0 for him from a 14.5 start value. So that's a great routine for Simpson there. See if Paul Tiedemann here can top that. Gets a salute from the judge. Let's see if Paul has any big releases for us here. Starting off with an in bar. Well done, talk half. Very nice angle on that. And just sent the layout to Kachev a little too far away. Couldn't quite get it with his fingertips. We'll see if he redoes that skill. He looked pretty confident in it. Just a little bit late on the tap.
Yeah, we'll see if he repeats it. Always tough to repeat release elements. They take up a lot of energy.
Yeah. Big risk, too. Let's see if he's got it. Opts for the straddle. Well done, though. Checks that element group off. Well done, Jam. Couple of different giant variations going on there. Layout, half and half out. Tries to go for the stick. Little step back. He'll want to get that layout to Kachev back. But other than that, well done routine from him. And a great meet for Simpson. I'm sure this will be their season high by far.
Yeah, that was a good last rotation. 51.5 coming in for Navy. 13.15 for William Champagne to end things. That's a new season high for Navy on P-bars as they continue to build on this season. And they'll finish with a 306.35. About splits their two scores so far this year. So it's about their season average. So pretty good day for Navy. A lot to clean up. Obviously, long season, a lot of meets to go. But I think they'll be happy with this one.
Yeah, I think it's based on what we've seen here today. There's a bright future for both of these teams moving forward, and lots of potential for growth from both of them as well. I'm sure we'll see upgrades and changes to their routines later in the season.
Absolutely. I always thought January was kind of, get your feet underneath you, figure out how to compete these routines, get through them, and then, February, March, April is when these guys really start, getting really comfortable, getting confident, and really hitting stride. So Paul's score comes in at 11.0 to end Simpson's high bar rotation at a 47.65, but they just smashed their previous team total high. They put up a 291 last week at Rocky Mountain. So beating their season high by 6 points is no joke. Really 6.5 points. So great day from Simpson, and that'll help their national qualifying average for sure.
Yeah, it is critical to get that 3-score average going. But we're moving on to the event leaderboard here. Looks like Danilo Viciani from Navy comes out with the lead, 13.65. Christopher Duan comes out with a 13.1 from Simpson. Good to see Simpson on the board here. And then Jonas Stoltz from Navy in third with a 12.95. So congrats to these guys.
Pommel horse, Jonas Stoltz takes the lead today. Takes the event title with a 12.85. Brian Solomon in second with a 12.45. William Bacchus of Simpson with a 12.05. Really impressive 8.45 execution from Jonah to take the title today.
And then moving on to rings, we got Brian Rawlinson with a huge score of a 13.5. And then we've got Isaiah Drake from Navy with a 13.2. But massive execution for him, 9.2. Actually, great execution from all these guys. Then we've rounding it out with Alex Campbell from Simpson with a 13.1. Again, just 8.9 execution is big.
Vault, we have Braxton Jones continuing his stellar 2-meet streak with a stick with a 14.35 to take the event title. We have Riley Rose and Alex Campbell tied for second with a 13.65. Riley with that big stick to put up a 9.55 execution.
Moving on to parallel bars, we've got Alex Catchpool from Simpson with a 13.25 to take the gold. And then we've got William Champagne from Navy with a 13.15 in second, and Jonas Stoltz from Navy with a 13.05 to round things out.
High bar, we got a tie for first. Isaiah Drake and Jake Smith both putting up 13.0s. And Vishal Mandava coming up with the bronze today with a 12.9.
Looking at all around today, doesn't look, actually, it looks like we had a few guys doing all around today. Jonas Stoltz with a 52.3, missing one event there. And then Jake Smith from Simpson with a 50.8, and Matthew Petros with a 49.65. So it'll be interesting to see later on in the season who's doing all the events. But today looks like the most events that were done was 5 events.
Absolutely. We want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. We want to thank Virtius for having us here. We want a big shout out to Simpson and Navy for putting on a great meet. Make sure to tune in to Virtius the rest of this weekend to catch some great gymnastics. I'm Blake Wilson. It's been a pleasure. Hope you all have a great night.
Yeah, it was great to be on here. I really enjoyed commentating this meet for you guys. Good to see Simpson and Navy going at it tonight. I think it was a really solid competition. And thanks to Virtius for having me on, and happy to be on here with Blake as well.